felt like putting on some cool shoes today. See what we're getting into. I get a lot of people hitting me up all the time, you know, saying they want to get Scats, their dream car is a Scat, or just a Charger in general, you know, even Challengers and things of that nature. And I've seen different people in the Mopar community, you know, touch on the subjects we're about to touch on today, since I'm always getting people asking me about the car and saying they want to get one. I figured that I would, you know, kind of touch on the subject a little bit and give my 2 cents, and also, you know, hear about what you guys think down below in the comments, because I feel like it is something that should be discussed. It should be brought to people's attention when getting into this type of vehicle, because it is something that's going on. So you see what's going on in the title and the thumbnail. If it's something you guys are interested in, if you think you can find some value out of this video, then stick around. We ain't gonna waste no time. We're about to get right to it. Without further ado, let's go. All right, so getting right into it, obviously what we're talking about is the fact that these cars are not the safest vehicles to own. I feel like it's pretty well known at this point that I guess you could say there's some dangers that come with owning this type of vehicle. Specifically, you know, Mopar vehicles, for several reasons, you know, they're very popular, which contributes to them being a hot target, you know, when it comes to theft, especially depending on where you're located. Certain parts of the country, certain areas are going to be a lot more dangerous than others. People are literally getting dragged out of their cars, and, you know, we'll talk more about that. But the other reason is that this car does tend to attract a younger audience. I mean, it attracts people from all up and down the spectrum when it comes to age and things of that nature, but it for sure attracts a younger audience as well for several different reasons. And this isn't like, this vehicle, it's not the fastest vehicle, but it ain't nothing to be played with at the same time, especially with a inexperienced driver. I would say for sure, definitely one of the more torquey vehicles that you could purchase, especially in this price range. We're gonna go more into depth on both of those subjects, and I feel like maybe we should start with, you know, the fact that this is a popular vehicle and it does attract a younger audience, you know, and being that it attracts a younger audience, most of the younger audience are inexperienced drivers. You hear about it all the time, you know, people on the news crashing their Scat packs or their Hellcats into light poles. You heard about the TRX incident that happened a while back. And it's not just the younger audience, but it's just inexperienced drivers in general. You know, people get behind the wheel, they see what people do online and on YouTube, and that's why I always say, do not try the stuff that we do here on YouTube, because a lot of it is highly edited and you just never know what's real and what's not. And a lot of the people that do certain stunts and activities are very highly experienced drivers, you know, like I know Hello, I'm Jensen. He's actually a stunt driver, you know what I'm saying? So it ain't no regular person doing the type of stuff that he's doing, or others as well, like Adam LZ and, you know, all types of people. Like they really do this, you know, they drive for a living. So when people see all that stuff, they feel like, damn, I want to do that, you know. And even me, you know, when I see certain stuff, I'm like, damn, I want to try. I feel like I could do that. But not to say that others aren't smart or anything like that, but I have like the common sense and I'm intelligent enough to know maybe I shouldn't just go out and try that. You know what I'm saying? There's certain ways to go about stuff. You got to get specific training or go to a specific type of course and use a specific type of vehicle, not just no brand new or, you know, $40,000, $50,000 car on the street and try to do these things. You know, I knew not to put myself in that situation. But some people, for one reason or another, I don't know, they feel like they could do it. They, you know, they get peer pressured, I don't know. But as I said, for one reason or another, they go out in the streets and they try to do these things, and a lot of times they don't end well, you know. Sometimes people lose their life. Sometimes they injure other people or themselves. And sometimes they get lucky, but at the end of the day, you're out on a lot of money, you know, you might end up in jail. You know, there's several different things that come with it. So I just feel like the more people that bring light to that situation and just, you know, inform the younger audience or the more inexperienced drivers that get into this, that you don't have to go crazy with it, man. Just take your time, learn how to drive. If you want to do all that drifting and all that crazy stuff, build a drift car, you know, go to specific places where you could do it legally. And the reason you want to build a drift car and people have drift cars is because you're not getting well, for the most part, unless you got money, you know what I'm saying, and you've been doing it a while, you're not getting a $40,000, $50,000 vehicle, 60,000, you know, and up, and building a drift car. You're getting, usually for the most part, a very inexpensive vehicle, probably has seen better days, and you're doing the build on it, you know what I'm saying? That way when you wreck it, because you're gonna wreck it. When it comes to drifting, I'm not an experienced drifter, I don't do that stuff, but I could tell you, and I'm sure people who do drift and are into that sort of stuff, which I will be doing that very soon, wait on that, that is something we're gonna be bringing to the channel, but people will tell you you're gonna crash, accidents are gonna happen, it's just something that comes along with the game. So doing that with a vehicle like this, or a more expensive vehicle like a Hellcat or something, probably not the smartest thing to do, and it's exactly why I haven't done it much with this vehicle, you know, because I'm not experienced with that, and I know that if I try to do something, chances are very high that it might not go so well for me, and maybe for someone else, even though I don't do things like that when people are around either way. I'm not trying to wreck my vehicle, I'm not trying to hurt myself, or I'm not trying to hurt anybody else. So that's the logic I go into it with, and I feel like more people should bring light to that, just for the people, you know, because certain people look up to us, even though, you know, I don't got the craziest following, you know, but people hit me up all the time saying they look up to me and, you know, this and that. And I don't take that lightly, man. I appreciate the support, and I feel like I should do my best to be a good influence, even though some of the stuff that I do, I tell you guys all the time, don't try all the stuff that you see. So I'm not on here trying to be an outstanding citizen, like get an outstanding citizen award or do none of that. I'm gonna be me at the end of the day, but at the same time, I don't want to be setting a bad example, you know what I'm saying? I'm on here having fun. I tell you guys all the time, a lot of stuff is edited. Just be smart about the things you do. That's all I can say. That's one of the reasons that these cars are so dangerous. People are careless. People are careless and stuff happens. So try not to be careless, guys. Just, you know what I'm saying? Look out for yourself, look out for others, and don't try to impress nobody. Just have fun, man. Have fun in a safe way, and that's all it's about. I know you want to do certain things, that adrenaline gets pumping, we've all been there, but there's a time and a place for that, and there's certain things and certain ways you could go about doing that in a safe way. So hopefully that helps. That's one of the reasons. Another reason that I know my guy Knockout360 has touched on, you could go watch the video that he put out on why these cars are so dangerous, and you could listen to the story he has about some lady or some girl that was setting people up. I don't know if she was going on dates with them or whatever. I seen the video a while back, I don't remember the exact story, but I feel like she was like going on dates with them, if I could remember correctly, and she was actually somehow stealing their car. She was targeting people with Hellcats, with Scat packs and things of that nature, and she was stealing their vehicles and selling them. You know what I'm saying? And that's just one of the things that happens. But these cars are very popular, man. They're very hot targets, especially in certain areas. I know, such as Detroit, everybody knows that that's a hot spot. You know, that's a well-known hot spot, as well as other areas, you know? It's not just people stealing your car when you ain't in it. It's actually people running up on others while they're in their vehicle, pulling them out at gunpoint. Sometimes people get killed, sometimes people get away, but it's just a dangerous situation to be in. And I feel like it's something that you guys got to be aware of when getting into a car like this, because it ain't just this car, it's any type of car. You could be in a damn Honda Civic, not to, you know, no offense to my Honda Civic owners, dope cars, you know, it could be a Type R or something, but even the regular ones, you know, not to take away from your guys' vehicles, whatever you have, just, you know, you got to be aware of your surroundings, especially when you're in a vehicle that is a hot target. Like me, right now I'm just sitting right here, but I'm on what I would consider to be a safe street. I'm always watching my surroundings. I'm never like, getting caught slipping, as they say. You know, you don't want to get caught slipping. So if you're sitting somewhere, which I don't recommend unless you're on a street that you know very well, and you know you could kind of vouch for the fact that it, for the most part, is safe, because it's never a 100%, but you just got to stay on your toes, you know, check your surroundings, never have so much faith in humanity, you know what I'm saying? Because people sneak up on you, especially at night. You know, I get in my car and I'm off. Like, I don't just sit around and hop on my phone and, you know, just chill. That's how people get caught slipping. I don't do that. If I'm somewhere where I, you know, don't know about, I don't know the area, and I'm getting in my car, I ain't just chilling, you know, I'm getting in, boom, I'll let it warm up for a little while, but while I'm letting it warm up, you know, call it paranoid, call it whatever you want. I call it staying on my toes and staying ready so I ain't got to get ready. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of you can appreciate that, but I'm always on my toes. I'm always watching. I'm looking in my mirrors. You know, I'm making sure nobody is trying to sneak up on me. And I lock my doors. When I get in my car, I lock my doors no matter where I'm at. Don't make it easy. You know what I'm saying? If something happens, which God forbid, I hope nothing ever happens to any of you guys, but that's not the world that we live in. Stuff's gonna happen and you just gotta be ready. Don't make it easy. Don't make it easy on nobody. But like I said, for me, I'm always staying on my toes. And if I'm in an area that I don't know too much about, if I have to let my car warm up, I'll let it warm up for a little while. But as soon as I feel like it's ready to go, boom, I'm out of there. You know, I don't stick around and wait for something to happen. If you feel like you want to chill in your car somewhere, go park up somewhere where you are familiar with. It's not rocket science. Just be smart about the stuff that you're doing, where you're hanging out, where you're staying, especially when you're in your car. You're vulnerable, you know what I'm saying? Others can see certain stuff that you can't. You're just like a sitting duck. And even when you're at a stoplight, you know, me personally, if I'm at a stoplight, no matter where I'm at, especially during the nighttime, I'm always looking around. You know, I'm watching the person behind me, make sure they don't get up out of their car, make sure nobody's trying to come and box me in. I'm always ready for stuff like that. And like I said, you could call it paranoid, you could call it whatever you want. I call it being ready, because if something happens, I'm gonna be ready to make my move. I've already evaluated what I gotta do. I've already scanned like the surroundings and like, you know, played out certain scenarios in my head. Like if somebody hops out of the car, I'm out. You know, I ain't waiting around to see what they want. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care what it is. It could be like, oh, hey, your tail light is out. I ain't taking that risk, bro. I'm fucking dipping out. Like, it is what it is. I've seen too much stuff go down, and it's not that I'm scared. It's not about being scared. You know, you don't have to try to put up a front for someone. It's just about staying alive at the end of the day, because we live in a crazy world. And it might sound extreme what I'm saying to you guys right now, but it ain't extreme when that time comes and it gets you out of a situation. Because I've been in certain situations before, you know, and if you've grown up in an area that isn't the best, then chances are you've probably been in certain situations as well. Maybe that's the reason I am how I am. You know, some people grow up in areas where nothing ever happens, and they might not have experienced certain things to give them that sort of instinct, you know. But I definitely have grown that instinct, and that's in me, you know what I'm saying? So just be aware of your surroundings. You know, you don't have to be super paranoid all the time. Like, I'm not a super paranoid person. Like, however it sounds to you guys, I'm not nervous, I'm chilling. But I'm watching my surroundings. I'm aware of what's going on around me. That's all I'm trying to tell you guys. I'm not trying to scare you guys or anything like that. I just want you to be aware of the things that can happen. And I'm kind of rambling at this point, but that's pretty much the reasons why these cars are dangerous, you know? I'm sure there's other reasons as well, but for the most part, those are the two main reasons, you know? For one, they're very popular. A lot of people want them. They're hot targets out here on these streets. People steal them. People get killed for them all the time. You could look at the stories, you know, on YouTube, on the news. It happens all the time. And another reason, they're very popular. They attract a wide audience, a lot of inexperienced drivers, doing careless things and creating dangerous situations. So just take all that for what it is. I know a lot of you are already aware of that. A lot of you, you know, don't need to hear this, but certain people do need to hear this, and that's why I felt like I needed to touch on the subject. So hopefully that helps you guys. Appreciate you for watching. If it was helpful, if you found the content useful, like, comment, subscribe. It helps out tremendously. I appreciate it greatly. All links for anything you guys might need are down below in the description. We got the 1391 merch and apparel, 1391.com, link down below in the description. All social platforms, link down below in the description. Anything I use and recommend on the channel, link down below in the description. Anything you guys need, you can find it down below in the description. Once again, I appreciate you guys. Until the next time, I'm gonna catch you guys soon. Who is LouieXIII checking out? Salute. Dope in my hood from no other hood.